Hello everyone, I am Hannah and for today's video, we will be talking about the plants and animal tissue. Without further ado, let's head into the topic and proceed with our discussion. We're now done talking about the animal tissue. Let us proceed to the plant tissue. So, plant tissue refers to a group of identical cells that will fill a specialized role in multicellular creatures. There are two types of plant tissue, namely the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue means dividing tissue. It occurs only in certain specific regions, base of the leaves or internodes on twigs. The meristematic tissue has three parts, namely the apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. The apical meristem is present at the growing tips of stems and roots. It increases the length of the stem and root. Second is the intercalary meristem. It is the meristem at the base of the leaves or internodes on twigs. And lastly, we have the lateral meristem, which increases the girth of the stem or the root. The permanent tissue means lost and stopped the ability to divide further. It is found in few layers below the epidermis. The two types of permanent tissue is simple tissue and complex tissue. Simple tissue is composed of a single cell type, also known as ground tissue, while the complex tissue consists of more than one type of cells that coordinate to perform a common function. It is also known as vascular tissue. There are four types of simple permanent tissues: the epidermis, parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. The epidermis. The epidermis is a single layer of cells that cover plants, leaves, flowers, roots, and stems. Parenchyma has thin, flexible cell walls, a cube shape, and large vacuoles. It is mostly found on epidermis and cork cells of dermal tissues, stem cortex, root, and leaves. For example, flexible green stems and fleshy fruits. Its main function is for photosynthesis, storage, and healing. It also has three parts, which are the nucleus, intracellular airspace, and cell wall. Collenchyma is irregularly shaped and slightly elongated. It has uneven thickened cell walls or thicker at the corners. It is tightly packed and overlap each other. It is found beneath the epidermis of young stems or celery stalks. It has the mechanical strength and support the growing plant parts. Sclerenchyma has a uniform, thicker secondary cell wall. It is dead at maturity and has two types. It has fibers, which is the cylindrical around stems, and sclerides, which forms sheets and numerous types of shapes and gritty texture. The sclerenchyma also has two parts, the lumen and the cell wall. The complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissues has two types, the xylem and the phloem. Xylem is also known as heterogeneous tissue. It is made up of three different types of cellular elements. They are tracheids, fibers, and parenchyma. Xylem differed in the arrangement of secondary walls. You can see in the illustration above that B is a ring form, C is helix or coil, D is crossbands, which is resembling the steps of a ladder, and E, which is irregular as network, F and G, pits resulted to the formation of depression of the primary wall. It is mainly found on root, stem, and leaves. Xylem is dead but functional. It transports or distributes water and nutrients absorbed by roots and gives mechanical strength to plant due to the presence of lignin. Last but not least is the phloem. Phloem is elongated and has a tubular shape with thin-walled sieve tubes. The sieve tubes have pores at each end in the cross walls and microtubules that extend between sieve elements, allowing longitudinal flow of material. Living tissue with little cytoplasm but no nucleus or tonoplast. Moreover, phloem is mainly found on the roots, stems, and leaves. It is mainly for distribution of photosynthetic products into storage organs or growing parts. And that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching and hope you learned something. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell.